Und damit heiße ich euch wieder willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Metal-Gear-Solid Peace. Im letzten Part haben wir den Kampfhubschrauber Mi-24A besiegt. Mit Raketenwerfer, einer AK-47 und einer Pistole. Danach konnten wir unseren Weg weiter fortführen zum Labor, wo wir den Ausweis reinstecken konnten in das Schloss. Jedoch gab es ein Problem, nämlich wurde der Ausweis als ungültig erkannt. Das heißt, der Code wurde abgeändert und der Ausweis ist damit nutzlos geworden. Zudem haben wir auf dem Weg zum Labor Cecile getroffen, eine Fotografin, die nach Vögeln zum Beispiel sucht. Snake hat es als Ausrede ja zum Beispiel verwendet. Und ja, wir haben sie zurück zu der Mother Base gebracht und es hat sich herausgestellt, dass sie wirklich diejenige ist, die das Band aufgezeichnet hat mit The Bosses Stimme und das ganze andere Zeug. Jedoch kam eine Sache auch raus, nämlich, dass Paz nicht eine Freundin von ihr ist und genauso andersrum. Und Kars hat anscheinend vermutet, dass Paz es eingesprochen hat zu sich selber. Wer weiß, beziehungsweise eingeredet. Aber jetzt sind wir hier bei der nächsten Mission. Suchen Sie den Ausweis, suchen Sie den Soldaten mit dem Ausweis und stehlen Sie ihm den Ausweis. Und sehen Sie zu, dass Sie genug Platz haben in Ihrem Objektemenü.
Snake, to gain access to the lab, you'll need an ID card. You can get one from a guard in an orange jacket stationed in an area where you can hear Quetzal singing. To get the ID card from the soldier, do a body check. You've got to get inside that lab before the AI gets shipped out. Get a move on.
Genau. Da machen wir mal einen Platz frei. Ich brauche hier den Ausweis nicht mehr. Und als erstes wieder einmal, wie immer, die Codex. Da haben wir höchstwahrscheinlich wieder einige, die wir uns anhören können.
You can steal items from soldiers by putting them to sleep or knocking them out and then doing a body check. Get close to the unconscious soldier and press the action button when you see the icon. Or you can sneak up on them from behind and do a hold-up. It also works if the soldier's near death. Keep in mind though, if you wait too long, you'll have a dead soldier instead of a dying one. And you can't do a body check if you're holding the Fulton recovery device either. So don't try. Scouts are outfitted with camouflage to help them hide. Some of them look kind of weird, like they've got seaweed growing all over them.
Ah, ghillie suits.
Not much difference between them and any other scout in terms of combat ability, but it does make them harder to spot.
I'm sure it does.
You've come across these before?
Yeah, the Soviet Union. The first time, it took me a full hour to find the guy and take him out. Kaz, do you know what they shine?
Shine? Like how?
Like, from their heads.
Their heads?
How about their hair? They have a lot of it.
What are you talking about? How the hell would I know?
How about a parrot? Did anybody hear a parrot squawk?
A parrot? Look, Snake, you're talking to the wrong guy. I mean, Cecile's the bird expert. Wait a second, what am I saying? You're not making any sense to begin with.
Never mind. It's a long story. I'll figure it out another way. Forget about it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway, we've already lost too many good people to these surprise encounters. Make sure you don't end up like one of them.
I do not know if I recall such large ruins being there.
Well, didn't you say there's a lot we don't know about Costa Rica's ancient civilizations? You talked about some giant stone balls, too. What are those?
Oh, the stone spheres of Costa Rica? They are an assortment of giant spheres carved from stone that were discovered in the jungles of Costa Rica about 50 years ago.
What's so special about that?
What if I told you some of them are nearly perfect spheres, and that they were carved out of granite, which is quite a hard substance?
Could be good for laying a trap. And if they're spherical, they roll easily, too.
Snake!
Snake, be careful when going through areas you've passed through before. The enemy could be waiting to ambush you. And do you know how to identify the soldier with the ID card?
Yeah, Cecile told me. He's in a forest with some Quetzals wearing a orange jacket.
He'll be from the lab. Probably out on patrol. Do a body check to see if he's got the card.
Did you see a Quetzal snake?
Yep.
What do you think? Did it look like a snake?
Huh? No, it didn't look like a snake.
Oh, really? Must be different from the Quetzalcoatl then.
Quetzalcoatl.
A winged snake from the Mayan and Aztec legend.
A winged snake.
Weird, right? I bet it's you and me. Amanda and everybody says Quetzalcoatl is a Quetzal in the form of a god. But there's no way anybody mistake a snake for a bird. I think the legend of Quetzalcoatl came first. Somebody saw it and adopted it as their god before they saw the Quetzal. After that, somebody saw a bird that looked like the image of the god, and so they named it Quetzal.
You mean it happened the other way around?
Well, if you ask me, the Quetzalcoatl was probably a pterosaur that survived. I mean, it's got wings and it's a reptile, so it probably looks kind of like a snake, right? Pterosaurs live on in Africa even today. They're called the Congamato and the Elitsiao. So it makes sense that there'd be pterosaurs on the American continent too, and that they survived until the Mayan and Aztec eras.
Wow. Lucky for us, they're not still around today.
Who says they aren't? The dinosaurs supposedly died out 65 million years ago, and the Aztec civilization only rose about 600 years ago. If they managed to survive 65 million years, surely they couldn't be wiped out in 600. Pterosaurs survive today in the African countries of Cameroon and Congo. Each tribe calls them by a different name, like Congamato or Litsiao.
There sure are a lot of dinosaurs running around the Congo.
Well, a lot of the land hasn't been settled by humans yet. They've survived all this time, just undiscovered by man. But they're finding fossils in America too. This one they found 3 years ago in Texas had a wingspan of more than 12 meters. If I saw a gigantic pterosaur like that, I'd probably call it a god too. Yup, I'm sure that's what the Quetzalcoatl really is.
That was some escape you made from Strangelove's lab.
Security inside was not so tight. The door to my room was locked from the outside, of course. But she took off the blindfold at bath time, so she could wash my hair.
Huh. Pretty luxurious treatment for a prisoner.
Wasn't it? She wouldn't undo the handcuffs, but she washed my body for me instead. And with such gentle care.
Why'd you run away? Didn't she say you could go home in a month? If your escape attempt failed, you'd be in greater danger than before.
I was supposed to be giving a presentation on the distribution of Costa Rican bird species at a conference. The date was approaching quickly. So, I pretended I had to use the toilet and made my escape. I found an ID card and searched everywhere for my equipment and my tape. But a soldier saw me. It was a miracle I managed to get away. There was no time to find the tape. I do not care about the conference. I am lucky enough to still be in one piece.
You bounce back quick.
You don't?
Not sure. I try not to dwell too much on the past, but...
Then don't. There is no point. I'm so glad to be out of there. I never felt safe, you know?
Tell me about it.
Well, I think she's interested in women. And I think she took a fancy to me.
Oh, well, that's,
Besides, it is much nicer here.
Was it just the two women in the lab?
Most of the time, oui.
And one of them, you only heard her voice, right?
Yes, that is correct. Such a wonderful voice. It sent chills up my spine.
What was the other woman like?
Ah, don't even think about it. She has not the slightest interest in men.
No, it's part of my mission to...
Only teasing. Let me think. I believe she was in her 30s. Pretty, with a good sense of style, but austere in her tastes. A very unusual woman.
And she was doing research on AI?
AI? So that is what she was up to. You know, she did say something interesting. That people should not be going into space. That it is too dangerous.
An automated control system for rockets, then.
She said something about wanting to get closer to her dying wish. I think she must have been talking about an old lover.
Lover? You mean another woman?
My, aren't we curious about women and other women? You want to hear the terrible things she tried to do to me?
That's not what I meant.
It's all right. You can be honest.
You two seem to get along awfully well together.
No, not at all.
I think you're hiding something.
Never mind. Aren't you supposed to be looking for the Quetzal? Here, I'll demonstrate its call for you.
I knew it. Let's go over this one more time. First, I need an ID card to get into the lab.
That is correct. From the outside, it looks like any other room. But on the inside, it is a state-of-the-art research facility.
And your ID card got taken away from you by some guy in an orange jacket.
Exactly. I had a Quetzal singing nearby. It has not been that long since it happened.
It could be tricky if he's out on patrol, but if he's a stationary sentry, you don't think the Quetzal's moved?
Its nest is probably nearby. I do not think it will go away anytime soon.
Good. I'll get on looking for that soldier.
If you forget what it sounds like, I will do the call for you again. Just give me a call anytime you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me get this straight. You were in Costa Rica as a bird watcher?
Yes, I was. Not for pleasure, though. I am a researcher, after all. I am studying the distribution of Latin American bird species. With today's compact cassette tape recorders, even a woman like me can carry her recording equipment by herself. But it was a mistake to come alone.
Even so, there sure are a lot of wild birds in Costa Rica.
Aren't there? Over 800 different species. Said to be more than 10% of all living bird species on Earth. How many can you name, Mr. Ornithologist?
Hey, I was just trying not to scare you.
You should at least have a basic knowledge of Costa Rica. How about this? I will give you a thorough education, Mr. First-Time Ornithologist.
Okay. Start by telling me about the Quetzal. Cecile, what's that machine you said you used to make those recordings of yours? Cassette, something or other.
A cassette recorder, or a cassette denske, as they say in Japan.
Yeah, that. What is that thing anyway?
A portable recording device released last year by a Japanese company, Sony. It uses compact cassettes, making it far lighter than open-reel machines. It still weighs 5 kilograms, but the exercise won't kill me.
Ha!
It is user-friendly too. All the buttons have markings on them, allowing you to operate it without looking at it. Can you imagine missing the shot of a lifetime simply because you blinked?
Oh, that would be devastating. But where'd they come up with Densuke? Sounds like a Japanese name.
Allow me to field that one.
Kaz?
Densuke is a nickname that comes from the name of an old manga character.
Was he some recording nerd too?
Don't give me that. Recording atmospheric noises is an exhilarating art. There's nothing like capturing the real world in action on tape. It's just like taking pictures with a camera, only with a microphone instead of a viewfinder.
Oh, sure.
Listen to a tape with your eyes closed, and the scene just bursts to life in your mind's eye. Tell him, Cecile.
Absolutely. When I listen to the sounds of the birds in my apartment, it is like I am back in the forest, where I recorded them.
See? She's a Parisienne. She knows what's chic.
If you say so.
And what do you like to record, Monsieur Miller?
Me? Steam locomotives, no question. The roar of the engine, the throaty steam whistle. More animal than machine. Don't get me started. Steam locomotives are a dying breed in Japan. I wouldn't mind going back for a bit and making some new tapes while I still can.
You are less civilized than I thought.
Less civilized?
I detest those beasts. The noise frightens off all the birds. Then there is the smoke. I much prefer the peace and quiet of the forest.
Cecile, wait. That came out wrong.
Sure it did.
All right. What do you want to know about Quetzals?
Give me the basics. Something that'll help me find one.
Okay then. First of all, as I'm sure you remember, the Quetzal's wings and back are emerald green, a dazzling blend of viridian fading into blue. Its belly is brilliant red, and its tail feathers are white. Such a gorgeous bird. Also, the male has 2 long decorative feathers, but only during breeding season. Among birds, males are usually more beautiful than females.
Like a peacock's tail.
Yes, just like that. It is interesting to note that while their bodies are only 40 centimeters long, many Quetzals reach over a meter in length when you include their decorative plumage. Quetzals typically build their nests by making holes in dead trees with their beaks, about 3 to 4 meters above the ground. They are omnivorous and eat everything from nuts to lizards.
Where can I find one?
Their habitat stretches across the entire tropical cloud forest. You may end up having to rely on its song to find one.
Good to know.
I will do an imitation. Listen closely.
Hey, not bad.
Shall I do a chicken next? Cluck, 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 buck, buck, buck.
No thanks. That's enough.
Are you sure? How about a monkey?
Yeah, don't need that either.
Oh, all right then. Costa Rica is the home to many hummingbirds as well. The people here call them colibri.
Colibri, huh?
Hummingbirds are the world's smallest birds. Although they can vary from species to species, most are around 10 centimeters in length, and the smallest no more than 5. It is amazing to think that something so small can still be a fully developed bird.
I think a bird that tiny would get mistaken for a bug.
Actually, they are often mistaken for sphinx moths. The little darlings feed on flower nectar, and their beaks are long and thin to help them drink up the nectar. They beat their wings far faster than any other bird. The smallest ones over 70 times a second. Can you imagine?
What for?
They hover in midair while they suck their nectar. They can even fly straight backwards.
Hovering. Like a helicopter. That's why Amanda and her unit called that chopper Colibri.
I think it is an insult to the birds to give their names to weapons. Don't you?
Don't ask me. Ask the birds how they feel about it.
Have you ever heard of the mannequins?
Never.
Unbelievable! You came all the way to Costa Rica and you've never even heard of them?
I didn't come here to look at...
Mannequins are known for their beautiful courtship dances. The orange-colored mannequin is said to live on the Pacific side, the white-bearded mannequin on the Caribbean side, and the long-tailed mannequin is in the Central Basin. The long-tailed mannequins are especially distinctive.
What's special about them?
First, each young male picks an older male to teach him how to dance. Then, teachers and pupils all get in a group and dance for the females. However, only the teachers get paired off with females. The pupils practice their technique for 7 years before striking out on their own and finding their own pupils.
I guess it takes time to get good at anything. Whether it's dancing or soldiering.
Mannequins always have plenty to eat. Apparently, that is why they have so much free time to practice dancing.
Unlike us,
Another well-known bird of the cloud forest is the three-wattled bellbird.
Wattled? What the hell's a wattle?
It is just like your beard, Snake.
What?
It is a piece of flesh that hangs down from its chin. Kind of like whiskers, but not made of hair.
A hanging piece of flesh.
Oui, and it only grows on males.
Nothing more important to a man than his beard. So, these birds are in the cloud forest too?
They are normally found in the lowland rainforests, but they migrate into the highland cloud forests during breeding season. What the three-wattled bellbird is best known for, though, is its loud call. It makes these metallic bong and ding sounds, hence the name bellbird. It hardly sounds like a bird at all. Even an expert bird caller like me cannot do it justice.
Oh, doesn't sound like I'll be mistaking it for a quetzal.
Do you know the national bird of Costa Rica? Honestly, and you call yourself an ornithologist? The national bird of Costa Rica is the clay-colored robin. It's a plain-looking brown bird found throughout the country.
Why'd they make it the national bird then? Are there all kinds of better-looking birds like the quetzal?
Ah, the clay-colored robin has the most exquisite song. And I think it is part of the Costa Rican national character to choose a bird everyone knows and loves over prettier ones.
Somehow these people don't strike me as being very Latin.
Speaking as an ornithologist, I am rather happy with that choice. Not all birds have to be pretty. Oh, and just so you know, the quetzal is the national bird of Guatemala. The scarlet macaw and the great green macaw are also representative birds of Costa Rica. Macaws are a type of parrot, enormous, stately birds.
Macaw. I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
But of course you have. You are an ornithologist, no?
Stop it!
So, tell me, where do macaws live in Costa Rica today?
Oh, come on now.
I am only teasing you. Macaws live not in the cloud forests, but in the rainforests on the Pacific side of Costa Rica. In the past, they were a common sight all across the country. But lately, the population has decreased dramatically. One possible cause is the pesticide sprayed to facilitate large-scale banana cultivation.
Evicted from their own land, huh?
Thankfully, conservation efforts have been gaining some momentum lately.
Ja, da haben wir jetzt mal einiges über Vögel gelernt. Aber ich fand auch den Fakt sehr schön, beziehungsweise die Anspielung sehr schön mit dem Ghillie-Anzug. Weil das sind ja halt die Soldaten mit diesen, man kann sagen, Buschanzügen oder wie auch immer. Ja, dass Snake gesagt hat, haben die Papageien dabei oder sonst irgendwas. War wieder einmal eine Anspielung an The End. Warum auch immer Snake so ein krasses Trauma von dem alten Mann hat aus Metal Gear Solid 3. Das frage ich mich gerade auch irgendwie ein bisschen, aber gut. Schön. Ich mag die Anspielungen, die sind super. Gut. Aber es soll sehr einfach sein, den Typen zu finden. Weil was ihr machen müsst, ist ganz simpel. Ihr müsst nämlich den ganzen Weg zurücklaufen. Ihr werdet gleich sehen, was ich meine.
There's
So.
supposed to be a quetzal singing close to where your target is located. Keep your ears open.
So, das waren die ersten zwei. Ich glaube, die darf ich sogar schon mal analysieren, weil so weit laufen die anderen beiden eh nicht. So, den einen kann ich wieder mitnehmen. So, den hier. Und den anderen lasse ich da. Okay.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Gucken, ob der mich sieht. Weil wenn ja, dann werde ich ihn ganz einfach ausschalten. Aber anscheinend sieht er mich nicht. So. Das war actually richtig gut von mir. Auch Rang C, den kann ich auch mitnehmen. So. Da haben wir auch wieder die Ration.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed
so.
onboard helicopter.
Ah, der dreht sich gleich um. Ja. So. Analysegerät. Und der ist nur Rang D, von daher, den müssen wir nicht mitnehmen. Und ich hoffe, die bleiben jetzt sehr lange einfach da liegen. Und mit sehr lange meine ich für immer. Das wäre nämlich sehr schön. Ach, guck mal. Ich nehme ja auch mit.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Ja, die Chips muss ich dann irgendwann rauswerfen. Aber noch nicht jetzt. Noch nicht jetzt. Ah, der läuft noch ein bisschen rum. Das heißt, wir können einfach das machen. Falsches Item. Das ist auch ein C-Rang. Heißt, ich kann ihn auch mitnehmen. Boah, meine Nase. Juckt ein bisschen. Da müssen wir... Gibt es keinen anderen Weg, ne? Ja. So. Dann geht es weiter.
Once you know which soldier has the ID card, do a body check. To do a body check, first knock the soldier out, or put him to sleep, or hold him up. That works too.
So. So. Einmal. Zweimal. Gut, den nehmen wir mit. Komm ich das? Oder muss ich da... Nee, irgendwie bekomme ich das nicht gut. Hat ja super geklappt. Dann halt nicht. Zack, zack, zack. Mitnehmen. Ah, das ist auch wieder ein Gilly-Anzug, ne? Hier oben. Definitiv. Und dann da hinten. Nee, das ist ein normaler. C-Rang. Kann ich mitnehmen. Zuerst so 100 Mal wieder die untersuchen. So, und der da vorne, was bist du? B-Rang sogar, ey. Ist ja noch besser. Ich hoffe einfach mal, dass ich ausreichend für den Ballons habe. Das wäre nämlich sehr schön. Gut, dann geht's hier weiter. Ja, mir hörst du wahrscheinlich auch wieder ein paar von denen. Links. Aber wo? Irgendwo links. Den sehe ich Tatsache nicht. Doch, da vorne. Vorne ist der. Ist ja die Frage, kann ich den von hinten dann mich annähern? Definitiv sind auf beiden Seiten welche. Ja, da vorne ist auch noch einer, ne? Ja. Komme ich an das... Ja, an sein Sichtfeld komme ich, glaube ich, nicht vorbei, ne? Das heißt... Muss den so betäuben. Dann überfallen. Bevor ich das aber mache... Gut, den brauche ich nicht.
Alles
Alles gut, Cars. Muss ich nicht. Muss ich nicht machen, Cars. Ich weiß ja, wo das ist. Hab ja die Mission schon oft genug gemacht. Privat als auch mal wann anders. So, wo ist denn der andere Typ? Da. D-Rang brauche ich auch nicht. So. Das Gebiet ist halt nervig, wenn man die halt immer ausnimmt. Weil man sieht ja immer, wie die Munition immer gefühlt ein paar Meter, was weiß ich, wie weit fliegt. Ah, das war der falsche Weg. Jetzt sind wir da, wo der Helikopter war. Ich hoffe, hier sind keine Gegner. Das wäre nämlich sehr cool. Deshalb laufe ich mal ein bisschen ahnungslos da durch. Ah, ich glaube, hier sind keine, zum Glück. So, weil der Typ ist am Anfang. Weshalb wir halt so einen krassen, weiten Weg halt vor uns nehmen müssen. So, hier sind wieder Überfalltruppen. Höchstwahrscheinlich. Ja, da ist einer, da vorne ist einer. Ich hoffe, hier ist kein Gillian, sondern das Sniper. Das wäre sehr cool. Na, noch einmal. Bin mir noch nicht sicher, was die Batterie bringen soll. Also, wenn wir vom Metal-Gear-Solid-Reihe sprechen, dann weiß ich ja, was die Batterie bringt. Was die Batterie bringt. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob die denselben Sinn auch hier hat. E. C. Gut, den einen nehme ich mit. So, so, so. Und dann durch. Dann dich einmal. Zack. Und tschüss. Damit können wir, glaube ich, auch komplett durch, ne? Ja, ja. Heißt, die werden hier weiterhin liegen bleiben. Und ich kann zum letzten Gebiet gehen, wo wir auch den Typen finden werden. Okay. Schauen wir mal. Ja, der müsste gleich hier vorne stehen. Ja, da ist er. So. Genau. Ah, so. Und die können zum Mafia Base wieder zurück. C-Rang mit einer Fähigkeit sogar. Nicht mit. Gut. Dann heißt es einfach nur noch den ganzen Weg zurücklaufen. Ich hoffe, dass alle Soldaten bis dahin weiterhin auf dem Boden liegen bleiben. Und ja. War ein bisschen länger die Mission, muss ich zugeben. Ja gut, welchen Weg wir hier jetzt langlaufen, ist eigentlich egal. Ich will trotzdem Sultan Raider nehmen, einfach aus Sicherheit. Aber wie es aussieht, bleiben die Tatsache auf dem Boden liegen, was sehr gut ist. Können wir eigentlich den Weg überhaupt benutzen? Ich hoffe mal, dass das jetzt nicht hier in so einer Sackgasse endet. Oh, Tatsache, die bleiben alle liegen. Das ist super nützlich. Das ist echt super nützlich. Weil da muss ich mich darum nicht mehr kümmern, so super vorsichtig zu sein. Ich werde trotzdem vorsichtig sein, das ist ja nicht die Sache. Weil ich ja trotzdem das Sultan Raider ausgerüstet haben, aber... Ich glaube, ich darf hier allgemein jetzt komplett durchrennen. Ja, die bleiben echt alle auf dem Boden liegen. Ich glaube, man musste das halt so machen, weil man kann ja die Spiele halt, das Spiel hier kann man ja bis zu maximal 4 Leuten spielen. Und höchstwahrscheinlich können ja alle in unterschiedliche Gebiete sein. Und deshalb haben die es halt so gemacht. Also, das ist meine Vermutung, dass die das halt so gemacht haben. Was halt sehr verständlich ist dann. Weil wenn wir dann die Hauptteile spielen würden zum Beispiel, da wäre das ja nicht mehr so. Weil wenn man einmal aus dem Gebiet rausgeht und wieder reingeht, dann sind die wieder da, wo sie halt vorhin waren. Es sei denn, man hat sie natürlich betäubt. Oder sonst irgendwas. So, da wären wir.
Excellent. It's open.
It can't be.
Looks like death wasn't ready for you yet.
Boss,
And who might you be?
you. Dr. Strangelove, I presume.
I've been waiting, Snake. Yes, waiting without joy or pleasure. Waiting for the one I despise.
Don't move.
Don't move. You men and your guns. You all say the same thing. I suppose you're here to destroy my research. Yes, I know. Just as I know what you did 10 years ago. Go on. Kill me like you killed her. Kill me like you killed the boss. Kill me!
What exactly do you...
Come on, Snake. Or should I say Big Boss? That filthy title given you as reward for murder. Do you still wear it with pride? You chose a shadowy country over the mentor who made you what you are. You brought despair to good soldiers everywhere. You used the pretext of a mission to kill a true hero. Is that what you call loyalty? Answer me!
The boss.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
She betrayed America. She stole a Davy Crockett and then defected to the other side. She used an American nuclear weapon to attack Soviet territory. The only way for Washington to prove its innocence to Moscow was to eliminate the traitor themselves. The boss's death was the only thing that could have prevented all-out nuclear war.
Is that what you call the truth?
It's the truth as it was told to me.
So the truth is that you sullied the reputation of your mentor, the woman you loved most in this world, before you buried her.
It was my mission.
Huh. So that's the conclusion you came to in order to live with yourself.
What's the boss to you?
I'm the one she abandoned when she left this world. I won't rest until I get answers from the woman I loved. You and I are the same. We are the walking dead. Would you like to meet her?
The boss is gone.
Not so fast. You'd like to meet her, wouldn't you? I can arrange it. You took her life. I gave it back.
You what?
Care for a sniff? It's only snuff. You're a cigar man, aren't you? Well, there's no smoking in there, so if you want to meet her, you'd best partake now. Follow me. This is my baby, my morpho butterfly. It's neither pupa nor cocoon, but an imago. A complete individual, in the fullest sense of the word.
Is someone there?
Boss.
We have a visitor. I'll introduce him. Don't try anything foolish. As long as we're in here, I can reduce you to carbon at the press of a button.
Who are you? A man. A warfighter.
Boss, is that you?
I call it the mammal pod.
Mammal pod?
For my participation on the project, I demanded access to all information on the boss. Everything the CIA had. Her personal history, military records, physiological data, correspondence, the files for every operation she took part in, every decision she ever made at every possible turn, what she took and what was taken from her, her pain and her pleasure, her joy and sorrow, her life and death, and yes, even you.
Why would you do that?
Coldman sought an MAD-based AI that would deliver an effective retaliatory strike against the most appropriate target in response to a nuclear attack from a hypothetical adversary. An unmanned device to act as a deterrent capable of making the decisions and taking the actions that human beings cannot. I therefore concluded he required a cool, calculating machine programmed to inflict swift, sure, and utter annihilation upon the enemy. No retaliation. But he took it upon himself to come up with a different answer. He said he needed the thought patterns of the very finest rational mind, one that thought on a global scale, took both past and future into consideration, and reached the best decision, no matter how painful.
And that's why you asked for everything they had on the boss.
It was the logical thing to do. I knew of only one person who could be entrusted with the fate of the entire human race.
What's your real goal here?
To clear her name. Why was a legendary hero forced to betray her country? Why was she targeted for assassination by you, her most beloved disciple? I have no use for fabrications. I want the truth. The boss's last will. You must be dying to know yourself.
No. She abandoned her country. Abandoned us all.
Really? You think you understand her feelings?
You're trying to recreate the boss's last will. Is that it?
Why don't you ask her yourself, Jack?
Jack.
What?
Jack.
Boss.
Jack.
Boss.
Jack. Go home. I'm not your boss anymore.
Boss.
Go home.
No,
Complete your mission, Snake. Extinguish that noble soul once again, if you can.
Jack. Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home. Why did you come back? Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home. You better stay around from now on. Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home. Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home. Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home. Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home.
What is this? This response? Oh God. Discontinue!
I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack. I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Jack, you can't come with us.
Und damit geht es im nächsten Part weiter. Der nächste Hauptboss, die fliegende KI-Einheit, dessen Namen ich nicht aussprechen kann, weil ich irgendwie zu blöd dafür bin. Aber interessant. Ein Grund, warum ich Peace Walker so gerne mag, ist einfach, weil halt The Boss halt einfach mehr, wie kann man sagen, mehr so ein Thema ist, mehr besprochen wird. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie ich das ganz genau beschreiben soll. Aber das ist halt das Coole bei Peace Walker. Dass das halt hier so ein Thema ist. Ja, Dr. Strangelove. Anscheinend ist die sehr... Wie kann man sagen? Die ist sehr fanatisch mit The Boss. Ich bin mir jetzt nicht sicher, wie ich das beschreiben soll. Aber anscheinend sehr obsessed mit ihr. Sie will halt ihren Namen reinwaschen. Sie möchte halt die Wahrheit zeigen, dass The Boss keine Verräterin ist oder sonst irgendwas, eine Kriegsverbrechen, was weiß ich was. Und anscheinend diese KI-Einheit, die für Peace Walker gemacht ist anscheinend mehr oder weniger eine Rekreation von The Boss. Von der Stimme her und vielleicht sogar von dem Sprechen her. Das kann sogar sein. Vielleicht sogar auch von dem Denken. Das kann auch sein, dass die ganze KI einfach auf The Boss aufgebaut ist. Das Denken, das Reden, einfach alles. Wer weiß. Und Snake hat anscheinend immer noch mehr oder weniger ein Trauma oder Gefühl noch für The Boss. Weshalb diese KI-Einheit für ihn anscheinend irgendwie in eine, naja, wie kann man sagen, das bringt ihn in einen Zustand, der nicht unbedingt normal für ihn ist, kann man sagen. Höchstwahrscheinlich dieser traumatisierte Zustand. Einfach weil er halt The Boss gekillt hat und so weiter und so fort. Das Ganze halt aus Metal Gear Solid 3. Ja, aber sehr interessant, dieses ganze Ding. Und was ich vor allem sehr cool fand gerade, vor allem bei der Mission, dass man halt echt so einen Rückblick hatte auf Metal Gear Solid 3. Mit Quicktime-Events, einfach alles. Das war halt echt fucking cool. Und allgemein mag ich diese ganze Szenerie. Das war ja auch bei dem Final Boss Gebiet, was wir da gesehen haben, bei der Rückblende. Das war ja das letzte Gebiet im gesamten Spiel. Und wir haben auch gesehen, hier bei dem Kampffeld, was ich dann im nächsten Part machen werde, gegen die Chrysalis, ich glaube, das spricht man so aus, da haben wir Blumen gesehen. Das waren, glaube ich, sogar, wenn nicht sogar dieselben Blumen, wie beim letzten Gebiet von Metal Gear Solid 3 gegen The Boss. Oder jedenfalls sehr ähnliche, sagen wir es ja so. Ja, Snake ist bewusstlos geworden anscheinend und naja, jetzt wurden wir anscheinend rausgebracht von irgendjemandem und nun müssen wir dann im nächsten Part gegen die zweite KI-Einheit kämpfen. Welche, ich kann euch schon mal jetzt sagen, sehr nervig sein könnte. Vermute ich mal. Ich bin mir jetzt nicht so sicher. Ich kann mich an den Bosskampf halt nicht so gut erinnern, aber werden wir sehen. Das heißt, im nächsten Part geht es dann los mit Kampf gegen die Chrysalis. Setzen Sie die feindliche Chrysalis außer Gefecht. Ja, das werden wir machen. Das ist dann beim KI-Labor. Und damit würde ich sagen, ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen vom heutigen Part von Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Und ja, wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder. Ich wünsche euch was und tschüss.